What's going on, boxing heads? It's your boy Pool Kind of Boxing coming back at you with another boxing video for the boxing heads and the boxing minds. So make sure you smash that like button for your boy. You know what I'm saying? So, oh yeah, make sure you subscribe. This Aerosmith Jr., you know what I'm saying? He's got to deal with a troll, bro. He's not dealing with a professional fighter. You know what I'm saying? Somebody who's gonna keep it real and 100. You know what I'm saying? He's got to deal with somebody who really don't want to face him in the ring. Somebody who wants things his way. You know what I'm saying? Terence Crawford is a diva, bro. You know what I'm saying? This is like the worst person to deal with because he's always going to move the goalposts. You know what I'm saying? He's never going to stick to what's real. You know what I'm saying? Because he know he can't face EJ head to head in facts. He can't, he can't face EJ head to head in the ring, and he can't, you know what I'm saying, really deal with Aerosmith Jr. status. And this really, so he's got to take the low road and take the alternate reality, you know what I'm saying, route, you know what I'm saying, to really combat everything that Aerosmith Jr. is throwing at him. When he's confronted with the fight, he turns the other way and run. You know what I'm saying? Same with his fans, you know what I'm saying? They always pulling up all the old tropes, get a belt, you know what I'm saying? Taking the easy route. So these are things that are outside of, saying the logic that we all see that's happening in boxing today. So, that way, they don't have to like really face the facts, you know what I'm saying? They can stay in their own little echo chamber and troll from there. And that's what we got going on because he's showing them and leading the way that he's not a stand-up guy. You know what I'm saying? That's why, there's this division in boxing because you got the old traditional heads that just want to see the fight and see the best fight the best. But we all know when Terence Crawford is faced with a 50-50 fight or the ability to fight anybody like a Keith Thurman, a Danny Garcia, or somebody who could probably get with him in the ring, the negotiations tend to not happen. Either somebody's asking for too much money and and pricing themselves out, or there's always some excuse. And his fans act like they don't see it. But they're not stand-up people either. They're a hate group. That's why I call them a hate group because they see the facts that we see. They just want to ride with Terence Crawford because they don't like Errol Spence Jr. for whatever reason. So Errol Spence Jr. here, what I'm saying, always, the truth, always doing exactly what he's going to say, even though they try to twist his words. You know what I'm saying? He just keep it real. He don't let all that bullshit because that's like children shit. And see, that's what trolls do. All they do is insult and they just ignore the facts. So he says, I've been doing all the heavy lifting. I cleared a way for him for real. Porter was semi-retired. Look at the fight Porter had before Bud. Fandora, laugh out loud, and Kell Brook, was overdone, right? So Errol Spence Jr. here is just, showing you the light, just letting you know that those guys were pretty much out the door because Errol Spence Jr. had already beat them in their primes, right? Um, he beat Porter. Porter trained up, what I'm saying, for the fight of his life, what I'm saying, to prepare for Errol Spence Jr. He had about goddamn 4 or 5 coaches, what I'm saying. He trained with, what I'm saying, Lamont Peterson. He just got himself ready mentally and everything to go to war with Errol Spence Jr. So a lot of his fans, they leave that out where he did not train like that for Terence Crawford because that was just a money grab. So they're not keep once again that's disingenuous and they're not keeping it real, right? So that's why nobody really take them seriously because all they care about is the perception from casual fans, but hardcore fans know the facts behind, they know the details and the nuances that's going on here. And Kell Brook, of course, was up at 154, and he said that he couldn't make 147 even to fight Errol Spence Jr. again, but he came down for the money grab for Terence Crawford. And once again, Terence Crawford is always feeding off the back end. He's feeding off Errol Spence Jr. reputation. You know what I'm saying? He's feeding off of Errol Spence Jr. leftovers, yet he's criticizing and trying to downplay, what I'm saying, the champions in their prime. You know what I'm saying? But he wouldn't dare face Kell Brook back when Errol Spence Jr. faced him. He wouldn't dare face Porter, the Porter that EJ faced. So it matters what time that you catch a fighter. Just like Sugar Ray Leonard caught Marvin Hagler, you know what I'm saying, at the tail end of his career. Just like Sugar Ray Leonard caught Duran, you know what I'm saying, when he had blown up in weight. So it's strategic. It's not catching them at their best. And that's very disingenuous, you know what I'm saying, to bring up Sean Porter, you know what I'm saying, giving him a hard time, or Errol Smith Jr. not knocking out Mikey Garcia, because Mikey Garcia was just surviving in the fight. All he was doing was trying to block Errol Smith Jr. punches. And we all know in boxing that if a champion's not fighting you back, you know what I'm saying, you can't knock them out, because all they're going to do is block your punches, which what Mikey Garcia was doing to Errol Smith Jr. And he was still Faluma Mikey Garcia, who begged for that fight. Errol Smith Jr. did not want that fight. And everybody at the time was on Mikey Garcia's side, saying that Mikey Garcia was a smarter fighter. He had a higher boxing IQ than Errol Spence Jr. So, you know what I'm saying, once again, you know what I'm saying, they switched the narratives, you know what I'm saying, once Errol Spence Jr. beat them, and they try to downplay the fight. So, you know, so there's a lot of hatred going on towards EJ. So, um, you know, Udanis Ugas, you know, he said Ugas was beat how many times before you fought him? He's a good fighter. That before the Manny Pacquiao fight, they was looking at him like a tough gatekeeper. But you right, doing the heavy lifting, laugh out loud when you said you out of your mouth you was taking the easy route. So once again, you know what I'm saying, he's being disingenuous. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? He's always vague, and he's always skipping over, you know what I'm saying, the real facts here. You know what I'm saying? And let me see. Let's go to see what Udanis Ugas had to say about what Terence Crawford was saying. He says, and Udanis Ugas is a class act, unlike Terence Crawford, who's a pure scumbag, if you ask me. He said, they are two of the best who we should be debating who would win. Errol Spence Jr. fought a world champion and a number three in the division at the time. He says, I'm 12-2 at 147. Jamal 20-0. Figueroa 28-0. Porter, Delorme, Pacquiao, Robinson. He said, I put my championship in the competition to have an undisputed in 2022. So he's letting you know, he's letting Terence Crawford know, and he's sticking to the facts, and he's sticking to reality. He's saying, like, I put my championships up. You know what I'm saying? You know, when they made me the WBA champion, I put my championship on the line, right? Terence Crawford is keeping his championship away. You know what I'm saying? This is where the fake shit come in. So you want to criticize everybody else while you stay safe, just like you did back in 2018 when you avoided um, Keith Thurman, Danny Garcia, and Errol Spence Jr., and you went back to top rank to keep yourself safe, right? To keep yourself from having to prove yourself amongst your peers. So this is why Terence Crawford need to be quiet, bro. You know what I'm saying? He needs to be quiet. You know what I'm saying? Because that's pussy punk ass shit that he's doing. You know what I'm saying? Everybody see what he's doing. You know what I'm saying? He's trying to stay safe while everybody else do the heavy lifting. You know what I'm saying? He don't have to prove himself. He could take easy fights, you know what I'm saying, and keep his status by not taking any risks, you know what I'm saying, against his peers. And this is why people look at Terence Crawford the way they look at him. They call it hate. You know what I'm saying? We call it he is not competitive. We call it cowardice, you know what I'm saying, because of what he's doing, right? And so Ugas here, you know, he's telling you, hey man, I went out there and I fought everybody I could fight. He called out Errol Spence Jr. and he called out Terence Crawford. And of course, Bomac came on. There's evidence, video evidence of Bomac telling Trill Boxing, Black Box fan, that Ugas was the shit. You know, Ugas beat Terence Crawford in the amateurs. See, they don't care about these facts. You know what I'm saying? He never tried to get, you know what I'm saying, that win back in the pros from Ugas, because he knew Ugas could whip him, right? And he never tried to get, you know what I'm saying, that win back from Ray Robinson, who put it on his ass in the amateurs, right? So we know how Terence Crawford moved. So all this trolling is to cover up what he truly is. You know what I'm saying? That's an insecure, petty, you know what I'm saying, weak champion. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how I see it. I didn't look at it like that before I see how he was ducking all this smoke. And Udanis Ugas, he put it out there. You know what I'm saying? He put it out there, you know what I'm saying, and let them know that this is bullshit. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you can't put me down on my losses, and you haven't even put yourself out there to lose against anybody that's good. You know what I'm saying? Mean Machine gave you a hell of a shot, you know what I'm saying, and put you down, bro. Imagine if you was to fight somebody against like Ugas and Terence Crawford. You know what I'm saying? They thought that Errol Spence Jr. was fucked up when he got into that car crash. So he came on strong then. You know what I'm saying? He wanted to get in the mix, thinking that Errol Spence Jr. was never going to be the same. But then when he went to that Danny Garcia fight, and he saw how, what I'm saying, Errol Spence Jr. was looking and he dominated Danny Garcia, what I'm saying, he seen Errol Spence Jr. was back, what I'm saying. And then when he saw Errol Spence Jr. come back and fought Ugas and he just fucking totally destroyed Ugas, then he didn't want no part of the fight no more. See, Terence Crawford, what I'm saying, he's a low risk, high reward type of fighter. You know what I'm saying? And he don't care about what the fans think. You know what I'm saying? Because he don't want to get his ass whipped. You know. Um, and so this dude Jacob, what I'm saying, this is one of these delusional fans. See, Aerosmith Jr. never tested positive for any substance abuse or anything or ban. And see, everything that comes at Crawford Camp, they try to flip it and put it on Errol Spence Jr. This Jacob guy, say he's in a comment, he talking about with valor testing, Errol Spence Jr. gets stopped. Without valor testing, Spence would still get stopped, but Bud's just different on another level. Them facts. So none of those are facts. You know what I'm saying? Free Smoke finally came in. You know what I'm saying? I know Free Smoke. He said Ugas was a champion coming off a beatdown of Manny Pacquiao. How many times were Khan and Brook stopped before you fought them? Mean Machine was coming off a draw when you fought them. So Free Smoke, his heart is in the right place, but these people don't listen to fact. They just trolling. You know what I'm saying? Because they know what they boy is. They know that he's not real. They know that Terence Crawford is all about the facade of being a tough fighter. You know what I'm saying? When in actuality, he don't want to put himself out there. At the age of 35, Terence Crawford is not going to beat Earl Spence Jr. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to beat Jerron Boots Ennis. You know what I'm saying? He's not going to beat Udanis Ugas. You know what I'm saying? If he wouldn't fight Ray Robinson, you know what I'm saying? That lets you know this dude is not going to fight Errol Spence Jr. And I'm just telling people, what I'm saying, that, if valor testing was involved, they need to check Terence Crawford because he's in over his head and he knows it. You know what I'm saying? That's why I believe when Errol Spence Jr. told him to stop doing that shit, you know what I'm saying? I think he was alluding to Terence Crawford, you know what I'm saying, taking any kind of banned substance. And Real Midrid is another delusional fan. So I'm just giving you a couple examples here of what kind of mindset these people are on. He says, let me see. Oh, let me see. Not Mildred. Let me see. He says, let me see. Okay, Gino. He says, "Nah, brother, that's not what Errol Spence Jr. meant when he says he's gonna take the easy route and knock Porter out. He said it didn't end up so easy. He said, don't try to lie for him because he said he was clearing up his side of the street and he was ducking that man. So they really don't care about the facts here. You know what I'm saying? They really don't care about the facts. They just want to keep supporting Errol Spence Jr. I mean Terence Crawford, no matter what. You know what I'm saying? And he said, but some of the fans know what's going on. You know what I'm saying? Pete, he says, why did Bo Mack say in an interview a while back you guys were interested in fighting Ugas then? You know what I'm saying? So, but Bo Mack knew how dangerous. He knew how dangerous Udanis Ugas was. And he was turning on a lot of people to Ugas back then because Ugas is real. He's got that Cuban school, style. And when he hit EJ, what I'm saying, he gave EJ, what I'm saying, he rocked him. What I'm saying, knocking him back. What I'm saying. Of course, the referee said stop, but even before that, Ugas is a big welterweight, and his jab was giving EJ some trouble until, what I'm saying, he figured it out. He made the adjustment and started going on the inside and stop busting Ugas ass up. You know what I'm saying? So, they want to pick out the bad things, but they don't want to accentuate on, saying how EJ always make the adjustment and overcome. And, saying? So, in boxing, I just think fans are so emotional. Saying? They're so emotional that, saying, they can't keep it real, bro. Saying? That's why you can't argue with a lot of Bud fans because, they're not going to stick with the facts and they're not going to stick with what's real. You know what I'm saying? And I'm just glad Ugas, came out, spoke the truth, who's always a class act. He's a fighter that always keep it real. And he wants to fight Jerron Boots Ennis. That's how you know he's real. He's not ducking Jerron Boots Ennis, and Terence Crawford, so he knows this. So he came out and he had the nerve to say that Errol Spence Jr. was ducking his mandatories. I mean, so it's stuff like that that you can't take Terence Crawford seriously, especially when he walked away from the fight. Is the reason that Errol Spence Jr. would be fighting Keith Thurman in the first place. So, but that's all I got, man. You can't really, watch this clown, man. You just be clowning. So this has been Pool Kind of Boxing. Make sure you smash that like button, subscribe to my channel for more hardcore boxing content. And remember what I say, man. You can't make this shit up, bro. Law, don't go around here, law dog. You savvy. See you guys in the next one, man. Peace.